Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry. I want to apologize because today was actually supposed to be a tutorial video. I had a personal request from someone. They instant messaged me. Is it instant message on Facebook? Well, they messaged me directly on Facebook and asked me about making a certain type of ruffle for leggings. Well, after I made my niece's prom dress, my sewing machine died. So I was devastated for the last few days because I'm just like, oh my god, my life is over. And if you all know me, you know I just freak out with simple things like that. And I took the whole thing apart last night, couldn't figure out why it kept getting jammed. I fixed every normal problem that used to go wrong with it and it's still not working. So I'm thinking its time was up. It wasn't a heavy duty sewing machine anyway, which is what I need. I've had it since before Autumn was born, so rest in peace to my sewing machine. So I ordered a new one, so hopefully it'll be ready for next week and I can get that request video up. I'm just sorry. So I figured we start with a recipe. I told you guys we were going to do recipes last year. I don't think we did one recipe last year, so today we are going to start that off just because my sewing machine died. So you guys got lucky today. We are going to make a really easy, simple chocolate chip cookie, and all you need is a box of cake mix. Any cake mix flavor that you want will work. I'm using the classic yellow cake mix. I have 2 eggs, 2 large eggs, 1/4 cup of oil. I'm using vegetable oil today. You can use coconut oil, canola oil, peanut oil, whatever you choose to use. So I'm using that. And also, as a quick tip, if you are a vegetarian or you just don't want to use egg, you can replace your egg with applesauce, and I will let you know how much applesauce that you would need to replace the egg with. I think that's right. I think the applesauce replaces the egg, but if I'm uncertain, I will put the correct thing that you would need to replace the egg. And 2 tablespoons of water, as well as chocolate chips or whatever you choose. If you want to put nuts in yours, if you don't want to use chocolate chips, you want to use M&Ms or anything like that, you can alter this to your liking. But these are the main ingredients that you will need to make this recipe. Cake mix, 2 eggs or an alternative, oil, water. Easy, simple, fast. I already prepared my pans, and you will need to grease the pans. I am using Pam's baking spray, which has a little bit of flour in it. So let's get started. I'm just going to, and I have my oven set to 350. You can set yours higher, you can set yours lower, depending on what you want, but they're only going to stay in there for about 10 minutes. Let's see if I can get this bag open. It's like childproof. Everything is childproof. Okay, so here we go. Let's get started. So pour that there. I just like to go ahead and throw my trash in the box. And I'm going to put everything in at one time. So I'm going for the eggs next. And I normally have a sink full of soapy water ready, but because I haven't run my dishwasher yet, I'm just going to rinse all this out and then throw it in the dishwasher. And I will clean my mess later. Obviously that's unsanitary, but I'm going to wipe the counter down with bleach. Don't have to worry about that. And put our oil in. See how easy this is, guys? I figured I don't start you off with a recipe that's too complicated since this is our first recipe. I figure I start you off with something really simple, really easy, delicious, and fast. So we're going to beat this together like we would with regular cake mix until it's all mixed together. See how fast that was, guys? And this is what yours should look like. You want the consistency of cake batter, not of cookie batter, not cake mix. You don't want it to be runny like with the cake when you're making a cake, because we're making cookies, we're not making cake. So I'm just gonna push down my sides here, and I'm gonna give that one more mix. So we are done with these. Whoa, I always press the wrong button. Okay, so we're done with these. I'm just going to take and get as much of the batter out our blades as possible. Put that in like so. So put down right there, put these in the sink. That's what I do. Now for this part, we're not going to use the mixer. I just like to fold in my chocolate chips, and you can do the same. Do I have a measurement for the chocolate chips? No. You guys know I eyeball stuff a lot. I'm the same when I'm sewing, crafting, and the same when I'm cooking. So you put in as much as you like. I love chocolate chips. My kids love chocolate chips. So we're gonna overload this mix with the whole bag. So I'm just going to set that there and go ahead and fold in my chocolate chips. And they actually, these dark chocolate ones are bigger than the semi-sweet or the milk chocolate ones. Just going to get that all mixed. This by far is the easiest, quickest cookie mix to make. Cake batter, eggs, oil, water, chocolate. How awesome is that? Okay guys, so now that we have all that mixed together, we're going to place our cookie dough on the cookie sheet, which I said I use the Pam baking spray, which is what I sprayed mine down with. You can spray yours down with something different if you choose, or you can lay a little flour over it so the cookies don't stick to the pan. Now one little tip I want to give you. This is what mine looks like. This consistency is fine for me. It's a little thick, not too thin, and it will hold my chocolate chips a lot better. If you want your batter to be a little bit thinner, then go ahead and add a couple of more drops of oil or a little bit more of water until you get the consistency that you want. You don't want to add too much because then it'll be too moist and then the cookies won't form like they're supposed to. So I'm using 2 spoons, or you can use a cookie dough scooper, or you can use one of those syringe things, like you put the cookie dough in and squeeze it out. I'm doing the old-fashioned way, guys. 2 spoons. So I'm get started with this pan here. I'm just going to scoop it. You could use smaller spoons if you want. And I'm just going to place it all here on my pan. Make sure you give them enough space apart so they can form and not stick too much together. So also watch how much you're putting on the spoon, because then they will be too big and then they'll all be formed together. And if your family is anything like mine, they have a hissy fit when anything is stuck to another part of something else. So I'm doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then we'll go ahead and put them in the oven and see how they turn out. Hi guys. Okay, so now that they have cooked up, this is what they look like. They look so yummy and they're super soft, super moist. Look at that, cooked up perfectly. And this is what it looks like, guys. Our cake mix chocolate chip cookies, or cake cookies, however you want to say that. I did have to leave mine in for extra 5 minutes. I have an electric stove and it's pretty old. You all have seen my kitchen well, no, if you watch my family channel, you have seen my kitchen. This house was built in 1925. A lot of everything that's in here is old. The stove looked like it comes from the 50s or 60s. So when I bake, I have to be careful, and it's electric. So sometimes it will cook really fast, and then sometimes I'll need to put in for extra 5-10 minutes. So I would say, if you know your stove, give yourself between 10 and 15 minutes when you're making these cookies. If you're giving yourself a thinner batter than how mine looked, I would say less time is best. But if they're thicker, kind of like mine, like this, then I'd say anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes. So this is our recipe for today, guys. I do apologize for not having the sewing tutorial up. I was so excited to do another sewing tutorial. Sewing machine broke. There's nothing I could do about it. I had my fit. I ordered a new one. So hopefully next week it will be here and we'll be able to do another sewing video. If you have any questions about the recipe you saw today, if there's any other recipes you'd like to see me make, or if you have suggestions for my channel, feel free to tell me that. I love all of your comments. I love when you make comments that are constructive criticism, but you still love my channel. I do love that. I take it to heart and I try to change as much as possible. Like I said earlier this year, you will be seeing a lot more recipes, a lot more of me than just my creative side, sewing and crafting. I want to do all kinds of things. So if you all like this video, give it a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you like to see me on a regular basis, go ahead over to my family channel. All of my social media is in the description, along with the website to go to my Etsy shop, which I'm trying to fill up. I can't do that without my sewing machine, as well as if you would like to purchase my book. All of that information is in the description, and I will see all of you next time. Bye.